Here, I'll play for you. He's like this. He's like, oh yeah.
Oh, what the hell?
What the? 105. Wee-oo. Tucks his penis back in. Yeah.
Welcome back to another exciting episode.
Yeah. I did it before you guys.
Yeah. Freeze!
I wanted to surprise you guys. I had that one set up. We got a 51-50.
51.
Sorry if I scared you.
We just learned what that is.
Freeze, you're under arrest, bad guy.
Ooh, damn. You'd be a sexy cop.
Dang. Well, we want to, just set the record straight out here and really just give police officers, their heartfelt chance to explain themselves on some stuff.
Heartfelt.
Throw their heart.
Heartfelt.
Throw the heart.
Oh my God. Whoa.
Give your heart to them right now.
Yeah, Kamala did that, right?
Yeah. There's photos of everyone. Hillary Clinton, Kamala, everybody.
They're all doing it?
Bart, Kwan.
But there's only one really good GIF, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Adolf?
Oh, God.
Who's making gifs of Adolf?
Adolf Musk. Elon's brother.
You go to the Giphy and you type in Adolf and see what pops up. Probably not much.
So, in what ways do you, generally speaking, feel police officers are like misunderstood?
I don't know. I think we're just like in any profession. I don't care if it's teaching, if you're a Catholic priest or whatever.
Ooh, Catholic priest, though.
They're really misunderstood.
Got a bad rap.
The whole profession gets a bad rap out of a few bad apples, right? Yeah, sure. And it literally is a few bad apples because it's less than half of 1% of officers that get disciplined, arrested, or fired. The other ones do a good job, but you don't hear about the good job that they do every day. The only ones that make the news are if a cop does something scandalous, and it makes sense why it would make the news because a person that is entrusted to uphold, safety and security does stupid stuff, and they're going to make the news. But don't label the whole police department or every officer. And mind you, we're a minority within a minority within a minority. There's what do they throw out? 360 million? Is it 360 million Americans?
Yeah.
And there's only less than 800,000 police officers for the entire nation. So, I'm not saying give us a break, but give us a break. We have a tough job. There's not a lot of us. You could see they had to supplement police and fire with the National Guard. They had to activate a military arm to supplement the police and fire.
What are some things that you feel like, okay, I'm gonna pretend like I'm an average cop, and then I'm gonna say...
You would be a super cop first, by the way, just to let you know. You wouldn't be average.
Okay.
Subin would have been average.
And then what do you say, mister?
He said Subin would have been average.
Okay, so I'm gonna say things that I think cops would say, or some cops would say, and then you could agree or disagree.
I like this game.
And then either fight for or fight against.
Yes.
Okay. I'm so tired, I don't have time to go work out, that's why I'm fat.
Yeah.
That's the donut cop.
I mean, I've had that argument with people because I'll post, I'll post a before and after because there was a period where I ballooned up to 220 pounds, and I'm 180 now, right? But I just made a decision. It didn't happen overnight. There was no Ozempic or anything back then. I just changed certain things. Jiu-Jitsu was a major component of that. I just wasn't active enough. And they're all, oh, easy for you to say. Some of us have a family. Some of us have to work extra hours. I'm like, dude, what do you think? I'm still a cop. I have a family. I have 4 kids. I do a lot of things other than police work and my family too. And I'm public on social media and all the other things I have my hands in. So, but I still make time to do it. And I think it's the big thing that ends the argument is if you wanted to, you would. They don't want to. You'd find the time if you wanted to.
So you think all cops, it's their responsibility to be fit?
The onus is on the individual officer because it's no longer on the department. The department, they used to have mandates where you will have to meet this standard yearly. They don't, very rarely you will find a department that still has those mandates, but they don't because it's like, oh, well, while I was training to stay in shape for the department, I got hurt, so now medically retire me or give me this workers' comp thing. So now a lot of departments are walking away from that liability.
So is that why there's a physical fitness clearance, like for the test, but after that they could get fat or do whatever?
It makes zero sense. 50% of the time you're in the academy, it's physical training. 50% of the time.
Yeah.
But when you come out of the academy, and
Everyone
you're a
comes out all
police officer-
skinny and fit.
Yeah, and then when you come out of the academy, that standard is no longer there. That's why I say the onus is on the individual officer, because it really is not just a slap in the face to the public that depends on you to be in shape to come rescue them. It's a slap in the face to your partners. I'm depending on you. You're my backup. I want to be confident to know that you're going to handle this person. And honestly, one of the biggest things about jiu-jitsu is that drove me there. Out of all the different martial arts I could have done, I chose jiu-jitsu because it was the most effective for what I was experiencing doing. And it's like, literally, I saw, we have a black belt named Sergio Machado. He's a checkmat black belt. I saw him go to a scene where there was 3 officers struggling with a man, trying to get him on the ground. Sergio says, I got this. Move, I got this. Gets him on the ground and handcuffs him safely, all within like 5 seconds. Wow. While these officers are struggling, calling for backup on the radio. It took us about a good minute to get there. So who knows how long the struggle was, but he was able to mitigate that using jiu-jitsu to do that. And you know what the best part of it is? That guy had 0 injuries and the officer had 0 injuries. And that's why I'm a big proponent of it. And that's not something some departments are now. Santa Ana Police Department, their chief is a brown belt or a black belt. They built they had a gym, and they built a mat room in that gym, and they hang the belts of the black belts of every officer that's a black belt in their photo in their gym. So it's kind of motivating, right? He's sending a message, hey, I'm not forcing you guys to do this, but if you want to, this is the available. I'm giving you the space and the time and the facility to train in, and we have all these black belts that you can train with. Wow. And so now at my department we have 2 black belts, but little by little we're getting more and more people that are starting to do jiu-jitsu. We had a lot initially start, but admittedly, it's hard. It's hard. It just
it sucks. When you first start, it sucks.
And so
at least for 1 year, it still sucks.
Yeah, absolutely.
So people don't stick like you'd hope they would. But I'm so glad that they got the 6 months or 1 year's worth of training, because 6 months as a white belt is so much better than.
It's only night and day.
Yeah,
6 months.
exactly.
Absolutely.
Do another one of those.
Let me think.
Go Inception right now.
I mean, it looks like it hurts.
Oh, he's a lot of pain.
Hey, he's a super cop. You can take it.
Okay, I got it. I only arrested you because you look like everyone else that was committing crimes.
That's pretty good. That's good. That's a good one. Are you saying you're accusing me of arresting you because you look like a certain person?
Yeah, okay. Like the guy's like, you're just arresting me because of certain characteristics.
I'm arresting you because you look like the person that the person described committed the crime, right? Okay, yeah, I'll admit to that.
It's common.
Fine, I'll call my lawyer.
Well, you're the cop.
It does happen.
Yeah.
You're the rookie cop.
Yeah. Okay.
It does happen, but when they do that, it's usually a plea. They know they're guilty, or they committed the crime. You know they're guilty. That's why you at least suspected. But they'll throw that out there to try to complicate things. I want to see your supervisor. I want to make a complaint. Okay. And those are all collateral things that will happen during an arrest if somebody isn't willing to go. Very rarely will someone say, "Yep, it was me. Come take me." Most of the time, they won't say anything. Like, I'm not saying a word, and that's cool. That's cool. You expect that. But when they start complicating things by saying, "I want a supervisor," hey mom, videotape this. He's harassing me. Ow, that hurts. Like, bro, I'm just holding your arm. Ah, you're squeezing me. And then you have other things now you have to say, well, he alleged I squeezed, it caused him pain. So now I have to take him to the hospital to get an okay to book instead of just booking him. So yeah, that does complicate things. But at the end of the day, they're just furthering the inevitable.
How do you feel about those cops that like in their
No, you got to do it the way he did it.
Nah.
You can't ask questions. You got to do it like that.
I got dignity.
No.
Dude, what are you trying to say about me?
No, I'm just curious about like those cops that like chill in areas that like it's really hard to fish them out, right? When you're driving down and they're just like waiting, for like speeding tickets and stuff.
What about them?
Here, I'll play for you. He's like this. He's like, oh yeah.
Oh, what the hell?
What the? 105. Wee. Tucks his penis back in.
Yeah. Body cam on. Body cam is live, baby.
Super cop.
I don't know what to say to that.
He's like, no, I don't really have any guys to jerk off on the patrol.
Not really.
That's Avocado Heights Police Department.
What's up, guys? We got some new offerings for you on our Patreon. So, as you guys know, can be deleting footage all the time. We got missing episodes, and now we can get things from Can's recycle bin, but we're gonna release those episodes exclusively on Patreon.
Somehow, he found this footage, and a lot of times it is some of our best stuff.
Yeah.
So sign up to our Patreon to check out Can's recycle bin.
Also, we got another good one for you. It's called the JK Time Capsule. So if you've been a fan for a very long time, or if you're new to this channel, you're gonna be like, yo, there's these videos that were like really great, but where did they go? Well, we had to private them because of all these changes on YouTube. But I know some of you guys are still asking for them because they had some great jokes. They had some great memories. So we're gonna re-release those, but only for our Patreon.
Yeah, because they're really good videos, but they're not too YouTube friendly. So if you sign up for the Patreon, you can watch those videos.
But not only that, okay, we're gonna have exclusive access for just our Patreoners to our Discord, where you can chat with us, you can ask us questions, but most importantly, you guys can also submit your topics and everything, and we'll be using those as videos for JKN.
So whatever burning question or issue or anything that you wanted us to comment on and you want to see our perspective on, or even a topic that you would love to hear us just banter on, join our Patreon and you can ask them in our Discord.
So the link is gonna be in our description box below. So see you soon on the Patreons.
Adios.
There was a cop that remember that he parked against a fence, and somebody from the upper apartment videotaped him masturbating. I want to say it was an Orange County agency, maybe Santa Ana. Maybe it was Santa Ana.
Oh shit.
But he said he was.
Fixing his belt buckle.
I'm sorry. It looked like he was getting a hand job.
Oh.
But you couldn't see the angle. You couldn't see the passenger side because of the elevation.
Oh.
And he claimed he was masturbating, which was still not good. But it was lesser than getting a hand job. You'll have to Google it. I'm pretty sure it's Santa Ana. And I apologize to Santa Ana if it was.
It's such a stressful job. I think they should be allowed to.
Yeah, like nap pods.
But the cops that do the speed guns, those are usually traffic cops, right? That's their primary function.
Like highway patrol?
Highway patrol, yeah. You see that a lot. And back in the day, they used to have radar guns, right? And the radar guns, you had to have a certain proximity. But now they have something called a LiDAR, which is a laser and radar.
Great.
That just sounds like an Asian guy trying to say radar.
That's a LiDAR, man. Hey, I got you on the LiDAR.
The lighter?
Do you want the 2-year warranty or the 3-year warranty?
So the cool thing about this LiDAR, they a lot of you guys were saying that they do it like it's a scope, right? Because it does have a scope. It has crosshairs and magnification.
And they're always like hiding somewhere dark.
Yeah, but they used to. But now the LiDAR, you can be out in the open. Because by the time you see them, it's too late. They've already, because they got that magnification, they got the scope, and they've already got you.
Yikes.
Why do they do that? Why don't they just catch real bad guys? Or that's their job?
I mean, they're like
Get a real job, copper.
that's their specific function, right? Because you'll have segments of the community that say, "Why didn't you do anything about it? We're constantly getting people speeding down my street. A poor kid got killed in this intersection. What are you doing about it?" Well, we're catching bad guys, which is important. Well, isn't this equally as important? Yes. Tell you what, we'll dedicate a unit that handles nothing but that, and that's what those traffic units do.
I see.
Just traffic.
It's nice knowing the whole picture.
Those guys are one step above parking ticket people.
Yeah.
I mean, I was never a traffic guy. I think I said this the last time I was here. I hated writing tickets. I don't like writing tickets.
Are there other quotas for that, or is that a myth?
No, it's illegal to have quotas, but are there expectations that some departments push that give the people impression that they're a quota? Yeah. Some departments might be slower, like El Monte will never have anything close to that because the guys are just too busy to write tickets. They're busy humping, they're doing service calls or catching criminals, being proactive. But there are slower agencies. We've had some officers at lateral to our agencies that came from slower agencies that did say there was no quota, but there was an expectation that you wrote that you were busy and we know how many tickets you can write in a specific time. So what did you do all day if you didn't write tickets?
Because they think they're playing hooky and just hanging out.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
And when you say slower agencies, you mean like there's less like crime?
Yeah,
or
less
calls?
crime, more bedroom communities where there's, the most egregious crime in that community is probably, theft, but like, you won't see a drive-by shooting or stabbing or anything like that.
Kind of boring.
It is.
Safe neighborhoods are boring.
But isn't that funny? The irony, we all become cops for the chase and stuff like that, and then the goal is to reduce crime at the same time.
And then you're bored.
Yeah, it's boring. I wish something would happen.
That's when you commit crimes and then you go, ha, we got him, guys.
I just found out it wasn't this fire, but there was a couple other fires in California where a firefighter started the fire.
A lot of them, dude.
We found
Dude,
that out.
I was reading how like the stat is like almost half of them are just arson from fire.
From firefighters?
Or most of them is arson, but like
Yeah.
it's either homeless or firefighters.
I think firefighters, there are some.
There's
I don't think it was
lot.
half though.
But it was a lot.
half sounds like a lot.
All from Santa Ana Fire Department, right? That's what you said?
Yeah, screw those firefighters.
Yeah. Hey, you guys got beef with firefighters? Like as a joke, but seriously?
No, I mean it's a joke, right? There's it's kind of like you guys play you played football in high school or baseball.
I wrestled a little bit.
So it's like when a wrestler comes across the football players or the baseball players, right? You're all part of the same team, same school, representing the same school, but it's like you do different. Wrestlers, no, I can outcondition you because you guys can, but the football players, we're tougher than you, and the baseball players, they're just.
Yeah, they're just there.
I was watching this one video where a fire truck was like dealing with an emergency and a cop comes, pulls up and writes him a ticket.
Oh my.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah, but there was a beef there.
It was personal stuff.
A love triangle thing.
Oh no!
There's always a love triangle, dude.
With them and the chief.
Yeah. He's my chief, not yours.
Reality TV drama.
Oh, there's so much cop drama. It's.
Spill the tea.
No, I mean, I can't say anything at my agency because it would be illegal for me to do so. But cops, you spend the most intimate time of your days with your partner, right? And you're tight with them. It's a home away from home. It's a second family, and the home life may suffer because of it. Because the wife or husband who stays at home might have insecurity, saying, "Oh, you spent 12 hours with this person today, but only 3 hours with me," and it's true. Well, what'd you guys do? And the cop who doesn't want to talk about work is like, nothing. Well, what do you mean nothing? You wouldn't tell me nothing to your partner because they see the interact. They see on your off days you're texting your partners,
Memes and stuff.
Yeah. Why don't you do that with me? And it does cause drama. So and sometimes if you have a weak marriage, instead of making it work, it's like, you know what? I'm gonna divorce you. It's easier for me to just I don't need this.
Go be with Johnson.
Yeah.
I'm just ramming my partner from work.
He understands me anymore anyway.
How come some departments like sheriff patrol with only one, and then some have two in the car?
Yeah, good question. So LAPD's policy is 2-man cars, and then they do have single-man cars too. But for the most part, if you're a beat car, you're a 2-man car. The sheriff's department used to be that way, and I think I don't know when it changed. I want to say in the 70s and 80s. When they started picking up contract cities, the cities would only pay for a certain amount of officers or a certain amount of cars. So it was a cost-saving thing to put one officer per car. But with that said, there are sheriff's department jurisdictions where there are 2-man cars. In El Monte, we don't have a hard, fast rule. It just depends on the beat list for that day. Could be that shift. Could be like a Friday night. We want to put a couple 2-man cars together. It just makes sense. Maybe during the day shift during the week, we want to see as many cars visible as possible. So we'll put a lot of single-man cars out there. So it's tactically done for a reason. But LAPD just does things differently. It's always a 2-man car.
Oh.
How do you? I guess maybe this might be like a psychology or like debriefing type of like thought, but like. If you're like serving the public to keep the community safe, but also at the same time the bad guys are also the public. So is it hard to like not say like the community is also the target, but it's hard to distinguish that. Do you know what I'm talking about? Where it's like you start to see the community as the enemy, because the enemy, the true enemy, is also embedded in the community. Like, is that something that you have to do constant psychology or like debriefing?
No, I think when you work, especially like when I came from the sheriff's department, I wouldn't have had time to invest in a community. Right after a couple of years, I'd moved to another station, another unit. Where the benefit of being at my agency is I've been there for 20 years now, and I'm invested. I know everybody, including the bad guys, the good guys, and I don't say a bad guy's always a bad guy, right? They've just done a couple things. They've made a few mistakes, and there are some people that have never been caught that have made those same mistakes, and they're out there too. So yeah, you'll have a very difficult time mistrusting the community, because if you start doing that, you'll exhibit that mistrust just like the public does to the police officers, and then nobody's going to work together.
Yeah.
So and here's a it was, I forget when it was during one of the civil unresting periods where they were looting stores. Our own gangsters within the community boarded up one of the main avenues. And stood there, security for these shop owners. And one of the officers came by, why are you guys doing this? And they're all, nobody else comes into our neighborhood. And they could have taken that one step further and said, and interpreted it as, nobody comes into our neighborhood and commits crimes, only we can do that. Or you could have interpreted it as, maybe they're just, just because they're criminals, that doesn't mean they can't be invested in the community also. And they know the shop owners, because criminals have to eat, criminals have to shop somewhere, and they develop relationships with these shop owners and stuff, so they feel invested with them too. So it was kind of cool to see as a police officer that they were doing that. It made our jobs, whether a cop agrees with me or not, anybody listening to this that works in my agency agrees with me, because I'm sure they're not. Some of them don't, some of them do. My feeling on the whole thing was, I thought it was cool that they did that.
Yeah, because they're protecting their own neighborhoods too.
Yeah, and it was one less thing for us to be concerned about. I mean, I did hear an officer say, why do you think they did that? What are you talking about? Well, they're taxing them. They did that and told them, hey, we protected your place, so pay us money. Well, there's no evidence of that, And really the taxing usually happens with the Asian gangs. It doesn't happen with the turf gangs. They don't do a lot of that taxing stuff.
We that business. Asians do business.